Good morning to all of you. Today we have started with the next article that is nothing but regulated power supply. From that regulated power supply, we have to think about the rectifier. Now this rectifier, it is that circuit which is used to convert the AC component into pulsating DC or into DC signal. Now, in simple way, it is that circuit which is used to convert AC into DC. That is nothing but rectifier. Now, this DC signal, it is have large applications in different electronic equipments such as small radio, television, or in different devices. It requires that DC signal, and that DC signal, it is converted basically from the rectifier along with filter circuit and regulated power supply. But the first component for converting the AC sinusoidal signal into DC or pulsating DC, that is nothing but rectifier. Now these rectifiers are having different types. It has two types. One it is called as half wave rectifier, and second one it is called as full wave rectifier. Now full wave rectifier has also two types that we have to see later on. Now firstly the half wave rectifier. Now this half wave rectifier, the circuit consists of simple components that is nothing but diode structure. Diode. Now this diode, it is used to convert or used to make this the rectification of half wave signal. Means only from the total sinusoidal signal we have to convert only half part or half wave must be converted into rectification. Now this circuit, it is consist of transformer. To the primary of this transformer, the AC input, it is applied. At the secondary, the diode, it is connected, and output N terminal of this diode, it is connected to this load register or load terminal. Another terminal of this load, it is connected to another terminal of the secondary. Now to this diode, the input from the secondary terminals S1 and S2, it is applied as like this. This is the AC input. Means this is the AC input having some sort of frequency, that is F. It is applied to this circuit. Now when this AC input it is applied, what happens that we have to see here. Now during positive half cycle, what happens, this P terminal, it is positive, and as it is positive, the diode, it is said to be forward biased. As this diode, it is forward biased, the diode becomes on, and current, it is allowed to pass through this diode from P terminal to N terminal through this load register and S2, and therefore the current should be allowed, or direction of current, it is given by like this, or direction of current is represented like. Now during positive half cycle, there is conduction. Means from 0 to pi there is conduction, and from pi value to 2 pi value, the diode, it becomes reverse biased. As this diode, it becomes reverse biased, no current or no conduction should be take place. It is in off condition. Therefore, no current should be flowing through the circuit. And during this negative half cycle, the diode, it is in reverse bias condition, and hence it is in off. Now during positive half cycle, what happens? The forward condition, forward bias diode, it provides the conduction, and across load, the output voltage, it is developed, and the value of output voltage which is to be developed, it is represented like this. Means here from 0 to pi angle, the conduction should be takes place. From pi to 2 pi value, there is no conduction. Again from this 2 pi to 3 pi, there is conduction. Means in this way, for total one cycle, from this one cycle, only half cycle should be observed, and from next half cycle, there is no conduction. Now this input voltage, it is represented as V in equal to Vm sin of omega t, where Vm, it is nothing but peak voltage, and this sinusoidal waveform, it is obeys that sine wave law. Now we have to derive some equation or output equation from this, for this half wave rectifier, and successively these are, that is first thing that we have to see, that is nothing but average or DC voltage. Now what is that average or DC voltage? It is nothing but VDC. Now DC voltage, whatever the output voltage it is observed, we have to convert that output voltage into corresponding DC component or average that must be made from by taking the integration from 0 to 2 pi phi in of that corresponding input voltage divided by 2 pi, because we have to take one signal, total signal, and we have to take average for this 2 pi or 1 cycle. Now, by putting the value of phi input voltage, we have to represent this equation 1 upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi phi m sine of omega t with respect to d omega t. Now, if you are seeing the output waveform, for that output waveform, what happens? Only the output it is observed for 0 to pi angle, means during that positive half cycle we can get conduction, and from pi to 2 pi there is no conduction, and therefore by forgetting this equation we have to make two equations, that is 1 upon 2 pi into square bracket pi to integration from pi 0 to pi phi m sin omega t plus integration from pi to 2 pi phi m sin omega t d omega t. So here the output for this integration, that is from pi to 2 pi, there is no output. Here we have to represent this quantity as 0. Therefore, this term it is neglected, and by taking that Pm from this integration outside, because it is constant term, Pm upon 2 pi. Now integrating this sign term with respect to from 0 to pi, which are limiting factors, that is upper limit and lower limit, we have to get the equation Pm upon 2 pi, the into bracket integration of sine, it is represented as a minus cos omega t. Now we have to put the upper limit and lower limit for this case. What is the upper limit value? Cos pi, it is nothing but minus 1. Cos pi, it is nothing but minus 1. And the first minus, it is for this negative sign. Then upper limit, that is minus 1. And then minus lower limit, that is cos 0, it is again 1. And completing this bracket, we have to get the equation, that is this minus minus, it becomes 2, minus 2, and this minus, it becomes 2 plus 2, and Pm upon 2 pi, this 2 cancels. Finally, we can get the equation as Pm upon pi. Here, that value should be represented as a Pm upon pi. Now, this is the first value, that is VDC. We have to get the value as a Pm upon pi. Now, this value, if we want to represent in terms of values, that is 0.318 Vm. What is Vm? Vm, it is nothing but peak voltage. Vm, it is nothing but peak voltage. Now, second thing that we have to required to be calculated, that is nothing but RMS current. RMS input current, which is applied to the diode when it is in forward and reverse bias condition. Now, if we are directly calculating the average for AC signal, it gives the 0 value, and therefore generally AC signals are represented in terms of RMS quantity. Now, what is mean by RMS? RMS, it is nothing but root mean square. Now we have to see actually all these terms, that is VRMS, input RMS quantity, which is connected applied to the diode, is given by VRMS equal to into square bracket integration from 0 to 2 pi, because we have to get area under curve. Therefore, we have to take this integration for a term, this Vm square sine square omega t with respect to d omega t. Now these are the square terms. Now mean, it is divided by 2 pi, means we are considering one cycle, therefore it is divided by 2 pi, and the square root, it is that square must be completed square root and upon raised to half. Means in this way we have to make all this root mean square, that is square root, then mean, and here the square terms. Now these values, again by putting that, getting the value for 0 to pi only, because from pi to 2 pi that there is no output, therefore though no output should be represented. Therefore, by simplifying this equation, we have to represent Vm square upon 2 pi into square bracket that all terms 0 to pi sine square omega t with respect to d omega t square bracket complete raised to half. Now, if you are simplifying this equation, there is no direct integration of sine square omega t. Then what we have to get? We have to make this equation, that is sine square omega t equal to 1 upon cos 2 omega t upon 2. Means in this way we are simplifying, and then simplifying this equation again, that is integration of cos, it is given as a sine 2 omega t, and if you are putting the upper limit sine 2 pi, it is also 0, and sine 0, it is cos 2 pi, it becomes cos 2 pi, integration of cos, we have to get that sine value, sine 2 pi, it's 0, sine 0 again 0. Therefore this after evaluation of this equation, we can get phi RMS equal to phi m upon 2. Means only the term that is remaining, that is nothing but phi m upon 2. Now from this phi DC, that is average voltage, and RMS quantity, we have to calculate the another term, and that are nothing but the DC current. That is nothing but DC current. Now DC current, it is given by IDC equal to VDC divided by RL. Now we must know VDC. What is VDC? It is nothing but Vm upon pi. Vm upon pi into RL. Now by making that Vm upon RL equal to Im, we have to see that it is the peak value of current Im upon pi. Means IDC value should be represented as Im upon pi, which is equation number 3. Then RMS current, again by that RMS current, it is calculated Vrms upon Rf plus RL. Now what is Rf? Rf, it is nothing but forward resistance of diode. Now when the diode is in forward bias condition, its resistance value should be smaller as compared to load resistor. Therefore this term, it is neglected, that is RL, it is greater than Rf. By putting that value of Vrms from the above equation, we have to get the equation like this, that is IRMS equal upon 2. IRMS equal to Im upon 2, equation number 4. Now the half wave rectifier, that how much amount of output should be observed, or how much amount of power should be delivered to the load, that quantity or comparison should be made with the help of efficiency. Now efficiency of this half wave rectifier, it is represented as efficiency eta equal to, it is the ratio of DC power delivered to the load divided by or to the AC input power from transformer. Means it is the ratio of DC power divided by AC power. Means in simple way, we have to represent that equation, that is the efficiency, it is the ratio of DC power divided by AC power. Now the DC power, it is generally represented as a I square R. Means whenever we have to represent that power, it is nothing but I square R. And by using this formula, the DC power, it is represented as a IDC square upon IDC square into RL upon IRMS into RL. Means by using this formula, or by putting the values of IDC and IRMS from equation number 3 and 4, we have to calculate this quantity as IDC, it is nothing but Im upon pi its square into RL divided by Im upon 2 bracket square into RL. Yes, by using this, the RL should be cancelled, Im square should be also cancelled, remaining term should be there, and that term, it is nothing but 4 divided by pi square, which is equal to 4 divided by 9.86, and its value should be represented as eta equal to 0.406, and in terms of percentage, its value should be represented as 40.6%. 40.6%. Now this is the efficiency of the circuit, means it is not very high efficient because only 40% of the output it is observed and remaining there is no output, means we have to say that the efficiency of the circuit it is poor. Now the next thing that we have to see, that is the ripple factor. Now what is mean by ripple factor? That ripple factor it is nothing but measurement of AC component at the output side. म्हणजे जे आउटपुट आहे त्या ठिकाणी एसी कॉम्पोनंट कितपत असतो त्याचं मेजरमेंट म्हणजेच आपण रिपल फॅक्टर म्हणतो. नाउ दिस रिपल फॅक्टर इट इज रिप्रेझेंटेड ॲज RMS व्हॅल्यू ऑफ AC at output side divided by average or DC value. Now by putting that value, that is I dash RMS upon IDC. I dash RMS, it is not RMS quantity at input side, but it is measured at the output side. That is how much amount of AC it is present at output. Now that I dash RMS upon IDC, we cannot directly get that values, but that value should be recalculated from this equation, that is IDC square plus I dash RMS square equal to IRMS square. Means by making this, by using this formula, we have to simplify this quantity like this, that is ripple factor equal to square root IRMS upon IDC bracket square minus 1. Means all these terms are under square bracket. Now by putting the value of IRMS and IDC, what is IRMS? IRMS it is nothing but IM upon 2 divided by IM of that is IM upon pi, and this term it is square minus 1. Now here this IM should be cancelled. Now remaining term should be into square bracket pi square upon 2 square minus 1. Now if you are simplifying this quantity as that is into square bracket 9.86 upon 4 minus 1. If you are simplifying this equation, the value of ripple factor, it becomes as a 1.21. It becomes as a 1.21 like this. Now this is the ripple factor. Now the value of ripple factor, it is also smaller for this case. And the last term that we have to require, that is nothing but PIV. What is mean by PIV? It is nothing but peak inverse voltage. The reverse voltage or inverse voltage when the diode it is in reverse bias condition. म्हणजे डायोडच्या वेळी रिव्हर्स बायस कंडिशन मध्ये असणार आहे त्यावेळेचं जे व्होल्टेज असेल त्याला म्हटलं जातं PIV. Now in that initial condition, what happens? We have to see again the diagram for this case. Now for this case, what happens? During positive half cycle, diode should be conduct. During negative half cycle, there is no conduction. Means in that case, the diode it is in reverse bias condition. Now what is the maximum value? The maximum value for this case, it is nothing but from this value to this value, that is the peak voltage, and which is nothing but Pm. Means the peak inverse voltage for the diode or for half wave rectifier, its value should be Pm, and that value should be measured when diode it is in reverse bias condition, because it has to sustain that voltage when the diode goes into reverse bias condition. Now in next lecture we have to see full wave rectifier, two types of full wave rectifier. Okay, thank you.